Let's talk about macros. This should be a relatively short video just to supplement what you've seen. Um, I like to give you my take on how to do these things, which may or may not be helpful. I hope it is. But macros are things that are, uh, it's a process that you record to automate things in Word, such as creating parts of a document. In this case, we're going to create a signature block that all we have to do is click a button and it creates the entire signature block in the right place, in the right format for us. So that's an example, a very simple example of what macros can do for us. So to do this, we need on the View tab, we have the macros command group over here. We can also install or make visible the developer tab, maybe install it if you don't have it installed. But I don't think that's necessary. So go back to the View tab. Um, so what we're going to do is click on this down arrow. We're going to start recording a macro. We need to give it a name, no spaces, no special characters. The underscore is not a special character as far as this particular function goes. You can create a keyboard shortcut using a key combination that's not being used for something else. For example, Control P is print. You can't use that. Control plus might be something that you can use. I have no idea, but it'll tell you if you can't use it. With this assignment, we're going to use a button, which is going to place a button up here in the Quick Access toolbar. So I'm going to click that, and we've got this macro that we're just now creating. Don't like the logo. Every macro is going to look the same, so if you keep the default and you use several macros, they'll all look the same up here. And I don't like the name at all, so I'm going to modify that. I'm going to come down here. These are the options that you have for the logos, for the buttons, and I'm going to change the name. Okay, so now once I click OK, it's going to place that button up here, like so. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change the style, because I want, for a signature block, I want no spacing. So I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to insert, I'm going to insert tab stops by, I'm going to go to the paragraph group and add them this way. You can just click up here and add them, but this gives you the ability to tell it exactly where you want it. The mouse sometimes isn't quite right. So I want a left justified at 3 inches, and then a right justified at 6.5. Okay, so there they are. And now I want to hit the tab button and hit the underline button and then hit tab again, hit enter, remove the underline, tab, bold. Whoops, I want to turn off bold. And then my title. And then my email address. Now for the email address, when I hit enter, typically in Word it's going to create a URL out of that, the mail to URL, but it's not going to do that here for some reason in a macro. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to insert a link, an email address. I want to make sure I have text to display there. And that's what it's going to show, and this is the command that it's going to use if this is an email or an electronic document, I should say. Okay, so I click on OK. It creates my URL. That's not something you have to do, but it's a touch that I liked. And then we come back to the View tab, and we stop recording. Okay, and then to test it out to see if it works, come down a couple lines. Let's see what happens if I change it back to normal, hit enter, and then I click that. There you go. So that's all there is to it. It kept the normal at the line above, but on the line where I inserted the signature block, it changed it to no spacing. So I hope that was helpful. and we'll catch you next time.